Hello everyone and welcome to Azam Sharp School. My name is Mohammad Azam, and in this small video I want to show you that what happens if you try to perform a resource intensive or you try to run a task that is going to take a while on the main thread in SwiftUI or even in UIKit applications. So I've created this really basic interface. You can see that I have a list of all these numbers being displayed in a list. I have a button. When you press a button, nothing really happens. So what happens if I try to perform a long-running task? That task is going to take 5 seconds. And we are performing that intensive operation on the main thread itself. So what happens to our application if we try to perform a resource-intensive task, a long-running task on our main thread? Now, if I press a button, you can see, first of all, the button is frozen and I'm trying to scroll. I can't really scroll. See that? Oh, after 5 seconds, then it says, okay, it's done. And we can actually add a line over here. We can say is task done equals to true. That's fine too. Okay, let's do it again. See that? Can't really scroll. The whole UI is completely blocked. But after 5 seconds, it works again. But that's a really bad interface, really bad experience for the user, right? I mean, the whole interface is just frozen. They can't really do anything. So how can we fix this? Well, the main culprit is the resource-intensive task, the task that we're performing right on the main thread. You can think of the main thread as a superhighway or autobahn in Germany where the cars have to go really, really fast. All right. And if you are performing these kind of slow operations, then you need to go on a different highway, a different lane. So what we can do in this case is, if we want to perform this long-running task with, Swift async and await features, we can actually, and I'm just creating this particular task over here, right? So I'm just going to say sleep for, let's say, a couple of seconds, let's say 5 seconds. All right. So over here, what we're doing is we are performing this particular task and we are sleeping for 5 seconds, but we are using the await keyword. Well, first of all, we created the context using the task modifier, and this context allows us to use async calls. And when we are using async calls, we are trying to use await. Await, what it's going to do is that whenever the UI is running and it encounters await, or whenever anything is running, it encounters await, then it's going to suspend, meaning thread is go back to the UI, and this task is performed somewhere else. All right. So it's not really going to block your UI thread. Now, one of the things to keep in mind over here, see that what happened? It immediately turned to completed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this over here also. Okay. And you can see I can actually go ahead and scroll. And after 5 seconds, task is completed. If I press it again, well, task is completed right now. I guess it's not really going to make the task completed again. So once the task is done, probably that's fine. I think, we can do another task over here also, I guess. We can do over here. We can say is task done equals to false. We can kind of reset everything, Okay, there we go. So I click on it. Now the task, which is taking 5 seconds, is not done on the UI. Again, I'm going to click on it. You can see the task that is taking 5 seconds and our UI is nice and smooth. See that? I can scroll, I can do whatever I want. So the difference is night and day. If you're performing a resource-intensive task, long-running task on the main thread, it's going to freeze the main thread. User would not be able to interact with the user interface. So that's why we need to make sure that our UI thread is nice and free and fast, and we're not doing any long-running task over there. Now, obviously, this was just an example to show you that how You can make sure that your task or the differences between running it on the main thread and not running it on the main thread. But this will give you an idea of how much UI freeze, completely frozen UI, can happen when you're doing long running intensive tasks on the main thread. All right, so hopefully you have enjoyed it. Thank you so much, and check out azamsharp.school for your videos. Thank you.